and some of the most stable areas of the face, so that when that footage goes to our animators, they can track all of those dots precisely.
And a big smile.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
We're the land of the free and the home.
Lots of enthusiasm around that presentation of the Star-Spangled Banner. And we've got plenty more coming up. Stay tuned. Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. It's the NBA on so the next starting five. Kyrie Irving is out there with Harden. Then it's Robinson. And it's Durant. And it's Junior in at the 3 spot. And for the 76ers, Joel Embiid out there with Anthony. Then it's Baylor. Then there's Ben Simmons. And it's Brazdeikis in at the 3, the small forward. Greg, if your system overall for these teams, if the schemes don't seem to be working, how much can you really change before you get to the offseason? Or, in particular, before you get to the playoffs?
It's never easy. A system change would come typically with a coaching change. And the reality is you also have to evaluate the roster, and you can't fit that square peg into a round hole. But whatever your system is, it's got to be catered to the personnel you have. You can't go the other way around, and I think that's what separates oftentimes the good coaches from the great ones.
Simmons with it. Turned in an outstanding game against Chicago. Pass to Brazdeikis. Here's Embiid, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Boy, Embiid wants to own the inside on both sides of the floor. He is a force in the paint and relishes hitting those boards.
And how about the defensive impact Embiid has on the floor? He's a great rim protector who can swipe an errant pass every so often.
Yeah, I agree with you, Greg. I mean, he's just so big. He's mammoth. I mean, he's not only tall and long, he's deep, too. He's a thick guy. So he's an excellent rim protector, discourages inside attempts at a high rate, clogs up the paint. That length is a huge asset. And then his foot movement, his agility for a guy of his size is pretty impressive, too. You know, it's become almost a foregone conclusion that Harden is going to lead the league in free throw attempts every year. He is a master at getting to the line.
Brooklyn shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game. And he's good on the second. About a minute and a half through the first quarter. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to talk with Doc Rivers for a minute. I asked him what his main focus will be to try and slow down Kyrie Irving's production. Coach told me with Kyrie, you can't give him space to create, ever. So we'll send some doubles and make sure we don't let him get comfortable. Well, that's as good an approach as any, I suppose. Guys?
Thanks, David.
Irving showing you he's a frame ahead of his opponent with that nice imagination on offense.
Now the pass to Anthony. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Embiid, no good.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And Junior throws it down.
That's platinum level dime dropping right there by Harden. Such a smart passer. Gets us to his teammates on time and on target.
Now here's Simmons. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. And here's Embiid. 4 on the clock. The 76ers need to get off a shot. Here's Baylor. And poor shot selection there. Not a high percentage look for him. Harden outside. Pass to Junior. And Junior throws it down.
And there it's all about getting inside positioning. As soon as Junior has it, he goes for the jam.
And the 76ers decide to take their first timeout here.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
And I think this timeout, guys, is where you draw up some plays that are guaranteed to create some high percentage shots.
Philadelphia with the ball, trailing by 4. Baylor dishes to Smith. And it's blocked, and they're able to recover. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Here's Irving, and it's good off the back of the rim and in.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
You're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Now, here is Smith. 9-point game his last outing. Can they get it? Wants to get it to Turner and does. Passes it to Baylor. 6 on the shot clock. And it's blocked by Brown. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Here's Junior. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, you talk about a skilled offensive player. Junior makes the defense adjust to him.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
You know, there's been some improvement in his free throw shooting this year. His percentage has taken a little jump compared to last season.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Higgins is checked in. Another miss by Philadelphia.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
It's stolen by Lowry. And there's Baylor. That's good on the assist by Lowry.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by Brooklyn.
Now Brown. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Junior. And Junior throws it down.
And because of Junior's confidence and his composure, he has the ability to go on scoring runs like this.
Now here is Smith. A 26-point game for him in the win against Chicago. Pass to Lowry. Clock at 6. From 18 feet away. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Here's Junior. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
What was really impressive there, though, guys, was that he could have rushed it and panicked, and yet he kept his cool and splashed it.
And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Nets lead by 10. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. And we spoke with Joel Embiid earlier. He hopes to set an example.
Being from Africa, at the end of the day.
Well said. Team swap here for Brooklyn. They got Ben Simmons. Anthony is out there with Embiid. And it's Brazdeikis in at the 3. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. Count the basket.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. Junior, in his last outing against the Rockets, had a huge night. He scored 41 points, and his percentage was impressive, making a number of his free throws and field goal attempts. The stat line was filled, and the whole league is talking about it. We'll see what he does for an encore tonight, Kevin.
Yeah, David, in stretches, he was absolutely dominant. Greg, he'd love to match that performance tonight.
This team needs his contributions. When he's right, he makes winning plays time and time again.
For sure, and draws so much defensive attention that it opens up opportunities for others.
Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got his 4th assist in this one.
Junior certainly faced some traffic inside there, but he stayed focused and tough and got it to go down.
Greg, not all drafts are the same in terms of talent. 2019 was a year to remember.
No doubt about it. I mean, transcendent talent at the top. You think of Zion and Ja, both could be future league MVPs. And the irony is that those two guys were teammates in high school. Go figure.
Yeah, go figure is right. And Anthony drops them both. Nets leading by 14. To the paint, here's Junior, and Junior throws it down.
Really like that work there in the paint. He has really established a low post presence.
Simmons looking it over. Here's Brazdeikis. He's coming off a 22-point game against Chicago. 2 points, that one goes.
And you're going to take as many of those high percentage shots as you can get.
Now here's Irving. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. It's stolen by Anthony. Now here's Simmons. Not a lot of room. There's the pass to Embiid. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would have the lead.
The 76ers have made 3 free throws so far. Haven't missed any.
Not really where you'd like to be as a team in terms of free throw shooting, just about 73%.
You know, they've really put themselves behind the 8 ball in so many of their games because they just have not been able to knock down those foul shots.
Now here is Lowry. It's tipped. Here's Anthony. And the lead is down inside single digits. It's the Nets now. At one point, they led by 16. Last time they met was in Brooklyn.
Yeah, they cruised to a win in these teams' last encounter, and their field goal percentage was off the charts.
Scorching and torching offensively. They were able to get everything they wanted.
And so it's the Brooklyn Nets. Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You look at Junior in this one, he's been everywhere.
In that first half, he was a hot knife, and the defense was butter, sliced right through them.
Well, you know what, guys? My question is this. Who's he going to posterize in this half? You know, we've already gotten a number of filthy dunks out of him.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So for Brooklyn now, Durant is out there with Mitchell Robinson. Then it's Junior. Then it's Harden. And it's Irving in at the one. And Junior throws it down.
Over the last few years, I think Harden has fine-tuned his playmaking skills. A threat for double-digit assists every night.
Irving against Simmons. Pass to Embiid. Over Robinson. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. And so it's Durant with it. He'll bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. They lead by 11. And Junior throws it down.
That's one of the areas he's really improved. Durant's passing abilities have grown as his years in the league have grown.
Simmons passes to Brazdeikis. Kicks it to Embiid. Shot clock at 6.
Yet that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
Irving dishes to Robinson. It's Junior, top of the key. The Nets working the ball around now. And then Durant with the dunk.
Well, that's par for Durant. I mean, that's what he gives you, the ability to score at all 3 levels.
The 76ers trail by 15. And Philadelphia calls time here.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Miles Turner, he's checked in for Joel Embiid. Smith comes in for Anthony. And it's Dennis Smith in for Simmons. And then for Brooklyn, Hernandez checked in for Durant. Higgins comes in for James Harden. And Joe Harris is subbed in for Kyrie Irving. Now, here is Smith. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Brazdeikis. Misses off the left iron.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for one.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
Yeah, he imposed his will on the defense that time. He was not going to be denied right there.
The 76ers making a switch here. Lowry's checked in. Now here is Harris. Passes it to Perry. From deep. And now let's revisit that exceptional Mobile One block.
Guys, that's about as good a defensive play as you'll see. Instant reaction to get a hand to the shot.
Early, he's checked in for Philadelphia. Brown, he's checked in for the Nets. Smith, no luck. Nets leading by 12. Third quarter here, and 3 minutes have come off the clock. Brown outside. Drains it from beyond the arc. Brown's got himself on the board with 3 there.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Floats it up for Junior. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Always in pursuit of the basketball. If you throw it up, Junior's looking to throw it down.
Brown against Smith. There's 1:17 left to play in the third. Now, here's Junior. Tight defense on him. Bucket is good. Junior's got 30.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now, here's Baylor. He has 5.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
And there it is again from him. Shot good from Junior. Junior's got 10 points in just the second half. The 76ers trail by 21. Pass to Baylor. 34 seconds left here in the third quarter. That one off the back iron and out.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Yep, that one goes. Perry's got his first bucket of the night.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
Smith, the pass to Baylor. Here's Early. Yes, that goes in. Early's got his first points of the game.
The ball distribution was there. I mean, outstanding work all the way around.
And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's Brooklyn with a 21-point lead to... And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Today, Greg, we see a lot more friendly rivalries. Does that bother you?
Not at all. I mean, people like to say, well, our era had the rivalries were more bitter. I disagree with that. I think guys are every bit as competitive today as they've ever been.
That's good to hear.
They just also have more exposure and opportunity to be around one another. Kids today growing up, they've been playing against each other since the 5th, 6th grade in national tournaments. When we played, we didn't get to see the other top players around the country. So I think that was one reason why you didn't have a closeness with guys that unless you were on the same team.
They've got Anthony. Ben Simmons is out there with Baylor. Then it's Joel Embiid, and it's Brazdeikis in at the small forward. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Now here's Simmons, following the miss by Junior. Simmons passes to Embiid. The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
You know, we've gotten used to seeing this from Joel Embiid, a lethal offensive player who can get hot fast.
Irving double team. Brown outside. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Embiid's got his 4th rebound in this one.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Baylor up top. He's covered by Brown. Now in the dunk contest, we saw Michael Jordan take on Dominique Wilkins. These days, not as many star players are participating in these skills competitions, like Greg the slam dunk.
I think it's a great point you raised, Kevin, and I think in part because back in that era, you know, the reality is guys didn't make the kind of dollars they make today. And there was more risk, I guess, in the mindset of guys today, and they didn't want to take that challenge on. So I wish we would see more of our stars in the slam dunk contest, but I don't think that's going to be the case, unfortunately, as much as we'd all like to see it.
And the 76ers call time here. We know, Greg, the NBA is full of superstars, yet you can foul out of the game after 6 personal fouls, and some have suggested instead just tacking on an extra free throw when a player commits their 6th+ foul, and then they can stay in the game.
You know, I think something along those lines could make sense. No doubt it's tough to see the marquee player riding the bench because it's not just the 6th foul, right? In some coaches, you pick up 2 in the first quarter, you're done for the quarter. You pick up a 3rd in the second, you're done for the half.
Yes.
So I would like to see something, but I think it's got to also be fair. Maybe you get free throws and another possession. Maybe something along those lines might be in the best interest of the game.
I like it. Here's Irving after the made shot from Joel Embiid. Down low, it's tipped. And now here comes Simmons leading the break. That one drops for him.
Well, I love watching Simmons run the floor, so effortless and efficient in his movement.
Timeout called, the Nets.
That was a good time to call the timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
And now, let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Junior.
And guys, he's been about as close to perfection as you can be. The intensity he's played with has been amazing. Just no let up. And as fired up as he's been, he's never let his emotions get out of control.
He silenced this crowd with an unreal display. His ability to drown out the noise and the hostility of an opposing crowd is pretty special. Nets leading by 17. Harden the pass to Junior. Back to Harden. On the wing, Irving. 4 on the shot clock. On the mark with the 15-footer. And the Nets lead by 19.
You know, I like Irving's creativity, but also his discipline offensively. He'll take whatever's available.
Embiid kicks to Baylor. Back to Embiid. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. And Baylor throws it down.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
And here's Simmons. He'll bring it up for Philadelphia. 19-point game. They get it again. Anthony. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Nets.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
And you know,
So it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, G, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.